Okay, this is going to be some instruction for the Latvian Bible revision team. I'm going to try and introduce you to the tools that you're going to need most in Paratext 8 and some websites that will give you some help as well. You'll probably still have plenty of questions at the end of this. If you do, then the best way of contacting me is email or Skype. If you need any information how to contact me, then just ask Valdis. Okay, so first of all we need to make sure that Paratext is open. So my Paratext 8 is open. It's always good to make sure that this automatically update Paratext is checked. We want Paratext to be up to date. Okay, so need to make sure we have the projects that we need on the computer. So first off, go to File, Send, Receive, as I just did there. And with Internet Server selected, you should see both LB 2011 and LB 2018, your projects in this window. You probably won't see all of these other ones. So make sure these are checked, and then click on Send, Receive. And Paratext will go off and collect those projects for you. It's important to do Send, Receive often when you're working, at the very least at the beginning of your day and at the end of your working day. But if you can do a Send, Receive every hour, then that's a really good idea, because it makes sure you won't lose any work, and it reduces the likelihood of there being conflicts between two people working on the same project. So we'll talk about that a little bit more later, but Send, Receive often. You'll get this summary window, and if other people on the team have been working, then you'll see messages in here on about what books they've been working in and what changes they've made. So we can normally just close that window. So now we've got the projects, we can open them. So File, Open, and I'll scroll down this window, and it's LB 2011 is one of them, so I'll open that. And File, Open, LB 2018. Okay, I don't know why my screen capturing software is popping to the front when I'm doing that. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'll just arrange these roughly for now. So this one is LB 2011. It says in the top corner here. This is LB 2018. And the name in brackets will tell you anybody who has editing rights to the current book. The current book is Matthew, which is, you can navigate using this up here, and this is the chapter and this is the verse. You can type in here, or you can use the drop down to navigate. These both have an A in the top left corner, which means that they'll scroll together. So if we go to another book, then both of the windows in this A scroll group will go to the new book together. If I click in verse 5 in the other project window will be highlighted, so you can quickly see the corresponding verse in another window. And if I click in here, then the yellow should appear in the other window. So I'll click in verse 8 here, and there we go, this window scrolls to verse 8 and highlights it. There are various different ways of viewing your project. Probably the best way is to use standard view. It shows the markup that we use in Paratext, which is called USFM, Unified Standard Format Markers, and these describe the structure of the Bible that you're working on. So the markers are these \P's. All of the backslashes are markers. Most of them are paragraph level markers, and so this one says this is a paragraph, this is a section heading with an S, This is a parallel reference for that section heading. And the \v is a character level marker. So paragraph markers begin a new paragraph, and character level markers exist within a paragraph. So this \v says this is verse 9, this \v says this is verse 10. These markers don't describe style, so they're not like saying I want something bold and I want it big and I want it to be to look like a heading. They describe structure. So they say this is a heading. They don't say how the heading should look. They just say it is a heading. So this is how Paratext ensures that we don't have missing verses, duplicated verses, missing headings, all that kind of thing. These are checks that we will probably need to look at in coming months. So it can be helpful to see these markers. Currently this window is showing standard view because I can see the markers, but this one isn't. This looks like it's showing probably in formatted view or preview, so it hides all of the markers. So let's have a look up here, view, formatted. Yeah, there we go. You can cycle through the views using Control E, and I'll just do that now, and as I do it you'll see a little menu come up in the middle of the window, and as I keep pressing Control E it will switch between different views. Basic view is pretty ugly, preview is very much like formatted. This is not an editable view, preview. All of the other views are editable. So I'm going to keep pressing E to get down to standard, and so now both of these views are in standard view. LB 2011 should be not editable at the moment, so I'll try and type something and we should get a message saying we can't. There you go. So the project you're viewing is not editable, and that's right, it's a published project, we don't want to edit it. That's why we're using LB 2018, so we can get rid of that message, but hopefully that helps you know what's going on. If you see it, you're just clicking the wrong window. Okay, so we've got our projects open. We're going to need a few other windows open. I'm just going to slightly tweak where these project windows are. We'll go to File and choose Open Notes. If I have the LB 2018 window clicked, then when I click on Open Notes, it's going to offer me the LB 2018 notes, and those are the ones we want, so we'll click OK. So this is a really handy tool in Paratext. We can write notes to each other. I'm an administrator on this project, so you can write notes to me, and you can. A more useful thing will be for you both, Yanis and Nikita, to write notes to each other about decisions that you make or things that you find or anything you want to discuss. And so you can write them directly in the project window. So if I'm going to go to one of the DC books where you'll both have rights to see them soon. We're going to cover that too. So let's go to Tobit, and I'm just going to write a test note here. I'm going to highlight some text. I'm going to choose Insert Note. I can do it from here. If I click there, then that would insert the note, or I'll come back here, highlight the text, and right click with the right mouse button and choose Insert Note at the top. Now bring up a new window which lets me write the note. So this is just a test note, and I'm going to assign that one to Yanis. So now if you open your notes window, you're going to see a note assigned to you which you can resolve. So notes which aren't assigned to you have a grey flag. Notes which are assigned to you will have a coloured flag. So I'm going to create another note here, insert it and assign it to Nikita. So this is a test note. I'm going to assign it to Nikita. You can choose different types of note. So at the moment we've just got these three different note types: to do, discuss and exegesis. So we can add more note types if you want more, or we can get rid of some of these if you don't think you're going to use them. So I'm just going to keep it with to do at the moment, and I'm going to click OK, and there you go, there's a couple of notes. So they've appeared in my, this is called the notes list window, and so I can see in here that a note exists. A dotted line tells you what words the note is attached to, and yeah, if this was red I'd know it is assigned to me. If I only care about notes that are assigned to me, then I can come up here and click on this first drop down and choose unread notes assigned to me. That would be any notes I haven't read that are assigned to me. Looks like we haven't got a plain assigned to me, so there we go, unresolved notes assigned to me. So that's any notes that I haven't yet dealt with that are assigned to me. So if I click that, then that would show me all of the unresolved notes assigned to me in this chapter. Now I can change that to all books if I want, or the current book. Current chapter is usually a good choice. So I'm going to have this show all notes, and there again we can see the different notes. If these are notes I haven't read, then they'll be yellow, and if you want to see more details about the note, you can click on open and it'll open it up in a window again. And if I think this note doesn't need any action, then I can just hit resolve. If I need to reply, then I can add a reply here and assign to the person I would like to assign it to, but once it's done, hit resolve and it will go away. So I'll leave those two there for you both to find, and you can reply or resolve as you see fit. Okay, so that's project notes, and they're attached to specific locations in the text. They're very helpful for when you find things that you want to talk to somebody about. You don't need to send an email, you can do it directly within Paratext. Okay, so in addition to notes, we're probably going to want biblical terms renderings. The biblical terms tool in Paratext is, I'll talk about this later, but we will have this window open and then we'll cover exactly what it is and what it does a bit later. So I'm just arranging these tools in the locations that I think they're going to be helpful. Okay, the final thing is File, Open Project into Linearizer. This is where you're going to be doing most of your work. Your window won't look like this when you first open it, but it will remember these choices. So you want this first, on the basic tab, you want the first option to say LB 2011. So if you click on here and find LB 2011 in your list, and then click on here in the model text for interlinearization and choose LB 2018, and also, and this is important, click on the advanced tab, make sure this is ticked, model and project languages are related, and destination text should be LB 2018. So effectively we're saying, as we do our work in this tool, output the choices that we make into the LB 2018 text. So click OK, you'll probably get this error message. It's a bug. The project and destination texts have the same versification. I've made sure of that, so it's okay to click continue. Hopefully that message will go away because I've reported it as a bug. This may take some time. Just need to wait for it to do its analysis. What this tool will do for us, I will cover probably in a minute. Before we cover that, I would say that this is probably this is a layout that I like. It might not be the layout that you want, but these are all the windows that you're going to need open regularly. So it's a good idea to save this layout of windows. In Paratext, that's called a text combination. So you go to the window menu, choose Save Text Combination, and you can type anything you want into this text box, so anything. But I've already got an option that I've saved already, so I'm going to overwrite my previously saved version. So I've just called it LB 2011-2018 interlinear, and you probably won't get this message saying do you want to overwrite, do you want to replace, so you should just save straight away. Okay, so now if you get in a mess and close some windows down and want them back, then you can just come here, click on LB 2011-2018, and Paratext will reopen the windows that you have saved into that combination. There we go. Every time you open the interlinear, it does this analysis thing, so that can take a little bit of time. If you want to make any of the text bigger, you can do that in here with the zoom control, which is a standard control plus, control minus, so I think I want the text a bit bigger in there. Okay, right, so we've got a work layout. Just need to make sure that everybody has rights to the correct books. At the moment, we need to still add Milda to the project. I'm going to add Milda as a consultant because that means she can write notes to both of you. If she's an observer, she can only see what you're doing, she can't write any notes, so this will be helpful if you ever want to communicate with her within Paratext. I'm just going to make this a tiny bit bigger. Okay, at the moment I have rights to all of the books in the project. I probably don't need rights to the books in the project, so I'll take that away soon. But I'll keep rights while I'm doing this video for you. At the moment, Yanis and Nikita don't have any rights, so what we're going to do is change the book permissions. Nikita, I think, is all of the New Testament. So I'm going to go to Matthew and go all the way to the end of the... There we go. So that's given Nikita all of the New Testament and the DC books. Yanis, I believe you need the Old Testament, so I'm going to just shift click and tick all of those. These books are showing in red, so they're showing that two people have editing rights to them and that we probably don't want that. So That's because I have rights to all of those books at the moment, and that will go away when I take away my rights. However, when I give Yanis rights to all of the DC books, go back to that, you can see that 3 people have editing rights to all of those books. So it's going to be possible for you to have conflicts in all of the DC books if Yanis and Nikita both edit the same verse in those books. So that's something to be careful of. Okay, and again, all of the red indicates that more than one person has editing rights to those books. When we make changes, those changes apply on this computer straight away, but they only apply on your computers if I do a send receive. Likewise, any changes that either of you make, they only get shared with the other person when you do a send receive. So Paratext is saying we need to do a send receive in order to apply these rights to everybody on the project. I'm going to do that send receive. The first send receive always takes a bit longer because you have to receive the whole project. The next send receive that you do will just send receive the changes that have been made, so they'll be considerably quicker. Okay, so as we can see now in this window, Ian, Nikita and Yanis all have editing rights to this book, and I do apologise if I'm mispronouncing either of your names. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so that's send receive. Okay, I'm going to pause this video here and call that the end of the first video and start a new one.